What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Star Convoy. But before I do that, I just wanted to do a couple of updates with this guy who I reviewed earlier this week. This is the Art Feather Bumblebee. I have painted the inside of his windows black for the front and back, and I think that looks a lot better. I left the side ones clear because of all the structure there. It's just too hard to actually paint them. Yeah, but I like the black on there. Big improvement. With respect to the hands, I contacted chimungmung.com, where I ordered this from, and they're going to actually send me a replacement fist to fix the issue. So that's pretty cool. I'll keep you updated on that. I think it's supposed to be here in a week or so. And finally, one thing I misspoke on was Spike's little box of mysteries. I said it didn't open. I was incorrect. It does open, it just doesn't have a hinge, and it reveals, well, I suppose you could probably store like an aspirin or something in there. It's kind of too small for that. I don't know what you could store in here, but it opens. If that probably changes your whole opinion on this toy, and now you guys want to buy it because the case opens, right? Anyway, this is Star Convoy, who is the last Optimus Prime release that is dealing in the G1 continuity, pretty much. And he's a big war truck, I guess you could call it. He's got a tread here, and he does not roll at all because of the gimmick. The one thing that is kind of annoying is that the front part of his cab is disconnected from the back, and all it really would have taken is some kind of piece of material that maybe you could pull down from here or something like that to kind of fill in the space. It would have made it look a lot better. I kind of wish that maybe someday someone on Shapeways will take notice of this and just make a little block that'll just fit in here. That'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, he's an okay truck. And like I said, he's got a gimmick. On the back here is a power switch, where my thumb is on the edge of the video. I would show it better, but I'm just going to turn it on. And you can see he gets pretty angry, and it also goes in reverse too. It's pretty cool, I guess, if you're into motorized gimmicks. That was really never my thing. As a kid, I didn't like the motorized gimmicks very much, but they're still cool to have, I guess. As you can see, when it was on, let me raise the camera here, maybe you didn't see it, is the gun on the top actually spins around. So that's pretty much all there is to say about the truck mode. It's not bad looking, it could use a little bit of improvement. So let's go to robot mode. First we start by taking off all the guns here. Not these, the front ones stay on. And this is a G1 toy, don't forget. So it's pretty simple. All you're gonna do is lift this piece here, spin this around, fix the toes. And as you can tell, he's a pretty big transformer. We flip these down. Oops. Move those to the side first, because that's where the arms are gonna peg in. There you go. Kind of straighten the arms out. Do what you want with the guns. And on the side here, just pull out his fists, which are hollow on the outside part. I don't like that. They should have made this side the hollow side, I feel. But they didn't, so what can you do? And now this is the reissue. My understanding is the original doesn't have the blue transparent windows. They might either be a different color or just they're blue and not transparent. So there you go. There's Star Convoy, and he's done. He has G1 articulation in that he can move his arm. He's got an elbow. And he's got the waist just due to transformation. There's not much going on there. Back is a little bit ugly. you can, of course, give him his big Optimus Prime gun here, if you so choose. And let's just do for a size comparison here. Let's see if he'll be in the shot. There's Classic's Bumblebee, so you can just see the size difference between the two. So, his gimmick here, whoops, let's put it this way. His gimmick here still does work. You can turn him on, and Optimus rolls across the table with the greatest of ease. It makes it difficult to hear again. Yeah, so there's that if you care about that. So that's pretty much all there is to say about his robot mode. Now we're gonna go to his base mode. And I don't know, this base mode needs a lot of imagination in my opinion. And maybe I'm just getting older and don't have it anymore, but whatever. So basically first start by folding his hands on in. You don't have to keep them that way, but we're gonna start that way. And then rotate his body sideways. Then come down here and split this apart like that. Whoops. And make sure that this black waist piece is up to fit in properly. And as you saw, the gimmick portion just fell off. We'll talk about that in a second. You kind of take this down, and we'll set him down here. So let's talk about his little gimmick piece that fell off there. You can see it's some kind of vehicle, and I guess you could consider it his version of roller. Of course, since it is the thing that controls the batteries and everything, this is actually able to move on its own, and your Optimus would no longer move on its own. So that's pretty much all there is to say about that. And what you're gonna do is take it and plug it in to the side here of Optimus Prime, like this. And I think I gotta get more distance on here. And there's 2 extra pieces here, actually 3 extra pieces. Basically, the one attaches like this, and yes, it's supposed to be floppy like that because you push it down, and you'll see later. And then this is the other one, which connects to other MicroMaster toys at the bottom. I don't have any extra to show you, so it's just a ramp off of Optimus here, just like that. Now you have this piece, and on the side of our little roller guy, there's this here, and you can just plug this on in like that. And what this does is rotates on this end here. So if you have Grandis, you plug this into Grandis and it actually operates Grandis's elevator. I don't have a Grandis. I wish I did. I've been looking for one, but I just don't feel like spending $200 on a old G1 toy. Anyway, finally, what we do is flip his little toes down here and flip these open on the other side here and drop this down. Now also inside Optimus, oh, and you need to do this too. Bring that down. And yes, Optimus's base mode requires his head out. There's some kind of computer detailing in there. If you don't mind losing that computer detailing, like I don't, you can put him in like that and at least it looks a little bit better. So, yep, this is considered his base mode. I usually kind of adjust his arms a little, as best as I can. And his right arm is a little problematic just because the way it sits on these yellow kneecaps. And I'll show them in a minute here. But you can then also give him his gun if you want. And then you got these 2 pieces that you took off way in the beginning. You plug it in here, and you plug this into the bottom portion of roller here. So what's the purpose of his kneecaps? Well, you can see he's got this black thing in here, and what it does is it pushes down and it actually activates the gimmick for this little black piece. And usually it actually fires out pretty violently, but that time it actually came out okay. You push it down and out comes a little Micromaster hot rod. So if you're wondering what this is like this little carrier basically, and it's my understanding that most of the big playsets around this time came with this little Micromaster hauler, and all it is just a thing with a launcher inside it. It'd probably work great if you had some bot shots to launch them, and you put your hot rod in and you launch him on out, and he launches with quite a bit of force. So there he is, a little Micromaster hot rod. And I'm just gonna keep him in this mode real quick, just so to show off some other gimmicks here. So as you saw on the right side, we had the ramp structure here, and you can put him on here. You could do this, and then he gets caught on these treads. So it's gonna have to get loud again, but this is how I found that it works best. There you go. So when you have your treads on, he'll roll down the treads, conveyor belt over and off. And I just took his gun out again. It does take a lot of imagination. If I could get Grandis though to go with this guy, I think he'd be pretty cool. But anyway, back to Star Convoy. Enough of Grandis here. So finally, the final part I guess we have of this review is the little Micromaster hot rod, which may be one of the best selling points. Now this silver here and on here wasn't here to begin with. I added those myself later, just to bring out those details. But just like any Micromaster, very simple to transform. You just flip out his feet first, then you rotate his arms here so that they're above his head, the front of the car, and then just rotate his chest on down. I guess you didn't really need to rotate his head up, or his arms above the front of his car. You could have just put him in front. And there you go. You got a little Micromaster hot rod. Is he 100% true to the show? No, because his spoiler is on his feet, but he is nonetheless a tiny little hot rod. And he can, of course, man the little gun here if you want him to, or stand here inside Optimus's chest cavity and look Optimus in the eye, something like that. Yeah. So this is the Star Convoy set. He's an interesting toy if you can get him for the right price. I wouldn't pay over $100 for him. I got him for, I believe, $80, and even then I still feel like that's probably a little bit too much. I don't know. He is some G1 goodness if you're into G1 stuff. Anyway, this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Oh, that's the thing that actually does the launching, which is what the yellow kneecap touches. So, anyway, this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next week.